Is there any audio at all? Just uh, yeah, sorry. Uh, um,
happen. And oh, all right, let's see. Okay, I think it does work. Oh, all right, it looks like we're getting into the game here. Rainmaker Undertow. Very well liked map in general. And try Carbon on the side of uh Splatonic here. And a ballpoint end machine on Ink League. Looks like they're both going for the pop, both rushing to mid. Platonic manages to get it. Carbon keeping up the pressure on the left ledge. Is looking to get any picks here. Unfortunately, they get picked off instead. The aggression is a double-edged sword. The- Uh, this Ink League keep pushing into this left side, trying trying to get that check. Rainmaker slowly moving in. Ballpoint with a jet though. Trying to find this pick on the Rainmaker, and they do get it. Stopping the push for Ink League. And Strictly Sonic gonna have a chance to push back. If they can get picks here, they can move into mid and hopefully get a big push. Unfortunately, as I say that, Machine does manage to pick off. Uh, um, right, so it looks like Platonic is trying to fight their way back into mid. However, Inkling keeping up nice aggression here. Just trying to fight ledges, trying to fight into their spawn. Zuka comes out, doesn't seem to get any picks. The Wiper just going for a rain. They do get it, but trade out. 2 down on each side. However, Inklead still with an advantage here. They continue to push in. Uh, Dooley's just trying to find any fights here. Gonna pick up the Rainmaker, try to run for points. They get a few. Down to 31. That's a huge lead on a map like this. However, it could still swing back as it is very snowbally. And here comes Platonic. They drop the Rain, however, they're 2 down. Julius gets the pick. They might find another one here in the jump, and they do. Wipeout for Ink League. They're just gonna pop Rainmaker, and honestly, they don't have to do all that much for the rest of this game. They just have keep being aggressive, keep getting picks, and I like how they're playing here. Just you really utilizing their specials well. hold space, hold out Splatonic, but I have to say that the hammer does pick out the crab. Wiper is getting nice picks here. One on the ballpoint. They're gonna run for the right check. Or never mind. They're gonna go left side, get the safe check. Two go down for Ink Leak. And it looks like Splatonic has all the momentum here. They could force a lead swing. They're almost to specials. There is one behind, however. Gonna stall the push for now. And it looks like they managed. The machine does manage to keep the push out for now. One picks up for Strictly Platonic. They have a hammer. However, the crab manages to keep it out for now. Down to 47, just one left on the side of Ink Leak. If they can pop this quickly and move in, they might be able to get lead here. And it looks like they do. Huge lead swing for Strictly Platonic. Gets picked 2 to go down, but now the Ink Leak is on the back foot, and they're going to have to push all the way back into Platonic spawn if they want to win this game. Just keep under pressure. That using their inkjet to find some nice picks here. Gotta look out for that carbon. They do get it. That's gonna be huge. 2 down on Platonic side. Ink Leak just moving into this street here, trying to move for lead. They do get it. Gonna try to dunk it on check. Carbon desperately flailing around, but Ink Leak wins the game after the huge lead swing for Strictly Platonic. They fight all the way back, and here we are, up 2-0 in this set, I believe. Or wait, never mind. Up one, tied the set 1-1. So coming into this game 3, looks like we're going to be in Robo Ramen spot zones. It's a very well liked map in the scene, I believe. So it's very neutral being spot zones. It it's not super snowbally. You can with your specials uh can take back mid and hold space easily enough. So in this pivotal game 3, looks like we're gonna have hopefully a close game here. And we do have a lot of weapons that like to poke ledges here. Here on both teams, the machine on Ink Leak and the carbon and Strictly Platonic. There is a lot of walls and ledges on Robo Ramen. So it'd be nice to see them try to take advantage of that. Alright, here we go. Splat zones, Robo Ramen. We're getting back into the game. About the same comps on each side. A Dreadringer does come out though for Ink Leak. They're gonna be able to cheese zone like with that. And here we go. Ink Leak looks like they're moving in a little bit more aggressively. A lot of bombs coming out for them. Just able to hold that space really well, and they do get the cap off of that. Duelist gets a nice pick. Pence looking for a pick on the ballpoint, trying to utilize that extra range that they have over that weapon. Just one alive on the side of Strictly Splatonic. Ink Leak keeping up the pressure here. Gonna push into Splatonic's plat. They're going to try to fight off the Jet here. It's use both sides, just throwing out all their specials, causing carnage, just hoping they can get a few picks on on either side. Machine gets one on the zap. That's huge for them. It's gonna be able to stagger Cooler for a bit. Machine underneath the map here manages to get one. However, trades out and looks like Faber is swinging back in the side of Strictly Platonic. They're all pushing in. They have specials. They do get the cap. Lead at 38, but this is spot zone. So if they can get a good hold here, they can easily make all of that points back. The bucket here just holding space, using their range really well. However, the slider, that's what you like to see. It gets the cap. And the bucket here, just in the 1v1 in the left corner, they do get the other bucket. They're gonna try to cap with strikes. They do get it. They're Platonic here trying to push up into plat again. Trying to hold that space without being too overly aggressive, and it looks like it's working pretty well so far. It's killing off any stragglers that try to poke behind. However, 3 go down. Duca desperately trying to hold off space. They do get picked, however. Inkleek coming back in full force. Specials come out. Pens using that range. Zuka comes out. Unable to find a pick, but it looks like they are grabbing a lot of space. Carbon goes down for the side of Platonic. However, strikes 2 come out and manage to flip the zone, stalling the lead just for now. The Cooler, they're gonna be able to be a little more aggressive here. Maybe trade out some picks without getting punished too much. 2 go down. Inkjet able to find some. And here comes Platonic, just moving in as one solid unit, stalling out Inkleek right here. And 2 go down. This was looking like a lead swing for Strictly Platonic, and it is. Carbon finds another pick wipe out for Strictly Platonic. And now they just have to hold for 25 more seconds to win this game. 1 goes down, strikes, holding out the space for now. We're in the box fight here in the right corner. Down to 3. Inkleek manages to cap the last second. And now they're gonna put Platonic on the back foot, try to keep them in spawns, try to stagger them. And they want to take the lead in the set. Pen looking for a pick here on the Zuka, does not get it, however. They do go down. 2 down for Strictly Platonic. The Jet comes out, trying to find any more picks here. However, their teammates somewhat stuck behind. This Pen just using their range really nicely. Hold the other team out. However, the Inkjet does finally find that pick. And the lead is counting down here. We're gonna see who's able to cap this zone better. Platonic manages to hold on to force the penalty. However, they do go 2 down, and it looks like control is swinging back in favor for Inkleek here. However, not quite. They really had to cap the zone right now if they want to hold on to the game, and they do. Cooler comes out, specials come out just to hold this. But 2 go down. Strictly Platonic trying desperately cap zone, and they do. They get the game. That's a huge game 3 for them, putting them up 2-1 in the set, going into game 4, which is going to be on Inkplot Tower. So a great win for Strictly Platonic, and they're going to want to keep up this momentum coming into a very snowbally map like Inkplot Tower. once you get that tower rolling, uh, it just doesn't stop rolling on this map, I don't think. She just push. Sticking with same old for each team, V Machine comes out. So they so Ink League bring out a GG special. If uh, Alright, so just trying to fight in the left corner here. At trying to find any picks. However, the bucket does get a nice pick. Trying to fight off this ballpoint. Trades out. It's gonna be 2 down on the side of Ink League. So Platonic here, just pushing into this left side. They're gonna need to if they want to get that check. And here we go. It's just a zap alone by Tower though. Carbon manages to get the pick, and here they come. They're pushing up. Carbon putting up the ledge pressure. Ballpoint comes out to assist with the jet. They're throwing out all their specials right now, and they're moving past the check. 2 go down, however, and this jet gonna be able to stall out the push just for now. Not quite getting into that snowbally area that Inkblot always always has. Look at just using their range here, just using their AoE to hold out that bottom left for now. Gonna try to hold off tower as well. Two of their teammates go down, however, just desperately trying to stop the push. However, sloshing machine, a nice pick on the bucket. Ink League looks like lead might swing in their favor. They're all pushing up into plat here. The jet being really effective. 2 down on the side of strictly platonic. Crab manages to get bats duelies with a nice pick there. Sap goes down, however, the pressure is still being sustained. Booyah Bomb comes out. It's just carnage here, trying to fight for this check. Desperately not trying to let that lead swing into that snowbally area. And Inkjet, nice pick here. They're getting so close to that bats, but not quite enough picks to move up here. Platonic able to move back into mid with just a 9-point deficit on the lead. 2 go down. However, they're back fast, and they have specials on besides strictly Platonic. However, they they get picked off while using them. Inkly sustaining their pressure. Sustaining the aggression. They're pushing back into the plot, struggling a bit, but it looks like they are getting some picks here. 2 go down, another go down. Machine here using that AoE, that huge hitbox to just get any kills right now. And Inklings, it looks like they're wanting to move ahead of tower. Just get ahead, try to find that bats area so that they can get a bigger lead. Try to get a better push going. 3 go down. It's just a bucket now. Point trying to climb this tower. And it looks like we are getting a lot of space onto this plat. Crab goes down, however. The Jet's gonna try to stall out this check for now. They're stuck in it once again. Strictly Sonic just holding them at the second check over and over again this game. Being able to hold up the defense really well. They just have to get their offense going to get a nice push here. To swing the lead just 9 points if they want to win this game and win the set. And it looks like they are doing that now. Just cruising through on tower. Jet's gonna come out, try to keep the push going. They get one. The Booyah comes out, trying to stall the tower. 2 by the Jet now. They go down, however. Their teammates jumping in, just desperately trying to push that tower, tap that tower to get the lead. They're both at 49, but Platonic does manage to get lead with just 7 seconds left. Looks like we are going to go to overtime. Inklick is going to need a huge push and a lot of picks if they want to get this lead back and continue the set. And it looks like they are getting some space so far, and not many picks coming out. But here we go, all of them moving up in unison. However, the GG strikes looks like it's just gonna win Splatonic the game, and there it is. That's the set for Strictly Splatonic. 3-1. A nice defense the whole game through. Able to just pull them out of that set right there. Inklick with a nice effort. However, it's not quite enough to fight off the aggression of Strictly Splatonic. go left side, get the safe check. 2 go down for ink lead. Um, hold up. Okay. So coming into this grand finals, looks like Lemonade Booth beat Ink like when they were sent down by Strictly Splatonic in losers bracket, and now Splatonic is gonna have to fight a different team to win this tournament. Um, Lemonade Booth, I haven't quite seen much of them before, but looking at their Sendu profiles, they do seem to have quite a few badges and wins of tournaments. So they're looking to be a strong team against another strong team in Strictly Platonic here. So it looks like we're going to have a good set, and I'm looking forward to this one on Tower Control Mako Mart. A very fight heavy, snowbally map. You really have to poke ledges and take space here if you want to push that tower ahead of the checks. Otherwise, the other teams will just be able to capitalize and use their base's proximity to check to just force your team out. All right, looks like we're getting into the game here. Tower Mako Mart. Strictly Platonic coming up with a lot of weapons that are able to fight ledges. However, Lemonade Booth, Stringer on their side, that's going to be able to stall the tower really well, and they have a Dread Ringer to contest uh, Strictly Platonic's ledge power as well. However, Carbon gets nice pick on the shot here. Bo just stalling out space right now. Both teams just trying to find any ground, find any space right now so they can move forward and get some points. Two go down for a Lemonade boost. Whales come out to try to stall Splatonic's push right now. A lot of paint out. Three down Splatonic's. Lemonade boost cruising along in tower. And a shot. Nice. Taking a nice flank here. Able to pull some pressure over to the right side away from tower. However, the Jet able to just stall the push for now. Bucket comes in, just taking space in mid. Strictly Platonic, just trying to looking for that ledge. However, gets picked off by the Dreadringer. Topples they're able to stall for now. Wallpoint trying to ping for special. It's trying to take that ledge right now. However, it isn't quite working. Lemonade boost, really strong fighting power. Most of Splatonic's jumping to the left stack. And the whales come out to stall the tower. Specials is coming out for both sides. It's chaos in mid right now. Both teams unable to really find their footing and really get a grasp on this game. Both just trying to find picks. However, neither able to get very far at the moment. Strike's gonna come out to stall the tower yet again. Two go down, another goes down. It looks like there's a carbon behind. It's causing chaos back here. Manages to get a couple in the bucket. Is able to force the shooters out of that left side. Now using the strikes to hold space, get space ahead of the tower here, so they're able to push. However, Lemonade Boost really nicely able to push them out and sustain their defense. Now they're coming in with momentum here, pushing into the other side. Specials at the ready. Bo just holding out that space on the plat, using those explosive shots really well. Just force some damage hitboxes out on the side Platonics, preventing them from getting anywhere near tower. It looks, and they do get the leave swap off of that. Down to 37. It's gonna be huge at this point in the game. Just 2 minutes left. To go down for a Lemonade Boost, however, it's Platonic taking back space, rushing back into mid, trying to find picks here. So many specials out on the line. Shot manages to get one. Cooler comes out. They're gonna be able to be a lot more aggressive here now. With just a 3 point lead on the side of Lemonade Boost, they have a good chance of swinging it back if they can win their fights. However, they are not. Two go down. Lemonade Boost pushing back in with force. Slider comes out. The lead Suzuka gets two. Two down on each side. However, Lemonade Boost with an advantage here, still with that 3 point lead. Jet managed. They managed to get the Jet out. And they get another one. Just one left on the side of Strictly Platonic. Lemonade Boost keeping up the aggression. Pushing those ledges. Dreadringer manages to find a nice pick on that ledge. And here they come, pushing tower, trying to snowball into this final checkpoint here. Sorry, penultimate checkpoint. Whales come out, forcing Platonic to back off, and they do manage to get that checkpoint. Moving on to the last one, Strictly Platonic here is gonna have to go for some desperate pushes, and they do. They get the wipeout. That's gonna be huge. If they can take space, they can swing this game back in their favor. Looks like they're gonna have a lot of specials out having the strikes, but yet you do have to take into measure that there are strikes on both sides. If Lemonade Boost can get their GG strikes out, then it could be over Strictly Platonic. It looks like they do pop them early, however, and we are going to have to fight to win this game. Bucket managed to get a nice flick on the T-Tech here. Now just holding space on this ledge. However, one behind manages to kill all of them. Carbon desperately flailing around in tower, trying to keep them out. They get one, however, Lemonade Boost. Too much pressure for Strictly Platonic, and they take game one. Both teams able to fight out like really well there on Mako. Strong weapons and strong players. So now coming into this next game, looks like it's gonna be Clams. Not sure what map mode yet, but Clams a very volatile game mode. Both teams fairly evenly matched, so it's gonna be very interesting to see both of their fighting prowess and aggression just go head to head once again here in this mode. Alright, so it looks like the next map is gonna be Clam Blitz on Marlin Airport. Very interesting map in this scene. You- There's that fan area. We're just able to, if you're able to take that area on the other team's side, then you can get a really good push in having the high ground and just being able to hold it in their plats so effectively using that. So it looks like a roller comes out for Strictly Platonic with a bubble. They're gonna be able to hold space really well with that. And a well string, however, gonna be able to counter that bubble with that strong object damage. We see the ballpoint here. It's holding space for now. Both teams just biding their time at mid. Don't need to do anything too crazy. The ballpoint just managed to find one. However, slider comes out. Doesn't manage to get any picks. However, looks like Lemonade Boost slowly, slowly able to move up, keep up the pressure. However, to go down, a hammer comes out trying to find any picks. However, that hitbox not quite great. And misses the roller. Uh, Shooter here just manages to cancel out the slider. This Carnage going out on mid right now. Neither team really able to take advantage. 2 and 3 down on each side respectively. However, wipeout finally for Lemonade Boost. And they are going to take that oh so important plat area. Zap or shot, sorry, manages to find two. It's keeping up the pressure here, but still lacking a ball. They do finally build one, however, it's oh wait, they're jumping in. Never mind. Not able to push up in time with the clamps I had built, and Strickland's Platonic gonna hold on to their base for now. However, Lemonade Boost, sustaining the pressure, finally manages to get a climb in, and there's just gonna try to hold and build a nice lead here. About halfway into the game, 65, not the hugest lead, but it could be game winning if Strictly Platonic isn't able to make a better push in anytime soon. And it looks like Lemonade Boost still continuing to keep up that aggression, keep up that pressure. Roller manages to get one, get two, stalling out Lemonade Boost for now. This bow just using those explosive shots to hold out space. They have her hammer ready. Managed to get a nice shot on the bucket. And now Lemonade Boost fighting back into mid, 2 down on the side of Strictly Platonic. Moving up onto that fan, they're gonna be able to score again. Here come the points. They don't have all too many clams, but Strictly Platonic just struggling to keep them out right now. Lemonade Boost fighting power just seems to be better this game. Roller able to hold that space. You just use its attack hitbox. Just force people out. But the slider here, able to get 3 down. And now Lemonade Boost once again back on this fan area. Trying to fight out the Jets, very risky play. However, they do have so many clams on the side of Lemonade Boost. It's tossing them in 30.34 lead at the end. Towards the end of this game, Strictly Platonic is gonna have to make a huge push, a huge hold if they want to hold on and keep this and even the set. It looks like they are being quite aggressive here, trying to find picks. Not quite working yet. However, they are going to score. only 80, and this bow just holding out that space really well. Time's ticking down. It doesn't look like they're gonna be able to get it on this push. They still do have a power climb, however. That's gonna be able to force overtime, but they're going to have to get some huge kills here if they want to keep out the pressure. And it looks like they are. The Zap getting one, getting two, getting three. So Tonic putting Lemonade Boost on the back foot. It's all gonna move in here. Down to 47. They don't have enough climbs quite yet, but they're keeping up their pressure really well. Two go down. Lemonade Boost trying to hold on for dear life. Down to 41. Time's ticking down. Unfortunately, great push from Strictly Platonic, but it isn't quite enough to knock down Lemonade Boost, and that is game two for them. Up 2-0 in this best of five set. We're heading on to match point on Splat Zones. It's like we're heading back to Splat Zones, Robo Ramen, the tried and true map. Fairly neutral as its zones. Both teams going to be able to snowball some huge pushes, but also get pushed out really well fighting back. And Lemonade Boost, I believe they're looking for a bracket reset as this is a double elimination bracket. So they're going to have to beat Strictly Platonic twice if they want to win this tournament. But Strictly Platonic, they just they just want to finish out this set now. They want the, they're going to have to make a reverse sweep to come back and win this tournament without going to the next set. Looks like we are getting into our game here. About the same comps on each side. Not much changes. This looks like we're gonna run it back and try to make some adjustments in their play styles. Lemonade Boost here, trying to fight early, throwing out lots of bombs, trying to find that space. However, Carbon manages to get in. Not neither team able to quite get a paint in the zone right now. However, the Chumps might be able to change that. Carbon desperately trying to get a pick in mid. Unfortunately, does not. Nice jump out. However, Strictly Platonic in this match point, they're getting pushed back, and they're gonna have to fight back hard if they want to hold on to this set. However, Slider managed to get one, two go down for Strictly Platonic. Lemonade Boost pushing in really well here. It's just a ball point now. Keep out the pressure there. Then they're going to have specials ready as well. I like how they're taking space here. However, they're being a little bit too aggressive. It's a bit of a double-edged sword for that aggression. You could get the picks and sustain their push even longer. However, you could also just pick off and strictly tonic using those picks to take zone and flip it. Zuka comes out, manages to get two. You love to see it. And Carbon here just rushing and gets another one. Two wipes out for strictly platonic. They're gonna keep up the pressure here now. They they want to hold on and keep this set going. And now just holding some space on this ramp area. Whole team just holding space here. Bucket manages to find one. Chum's gonna come out, try to cap zone. Strictly Platonic's gonna have the pop those that they want to hold, but no, Lemonade Boost comes out with a slider and manages to get the cap before the lead can swing. However, there is one bottom on the bottom left here for Platonic, just trying to fight out. Let's jump out, however, and Lemonade Boost now putting them on the back foot once again to go down. We're still holding zone. Just one in the slide of Lemonade Boost right now. Finally, they lose zone. But this late into the game, that's a huge, that's a really good stall for them. Carbon here is trying to find anything. They're the last one on their side. Trade out the shot. However, Lemonade Boost now able to just take space on this plat, build their specials, and they're just keeping up the pressure with their lead. Is only 6 points. They're gonna want to build up quite a bit more to go down. However, Slider gets managed, gets punished. However, Strikes trying to hold on to the zone. Unfortunately, do not. And Splatonic once again on the offensive. Jet here doesn't quite find anything. However, a cooler does come out for Strictly Platonic. That's gonna be able to mitigate any punishes that happen really well right now. And it looks like the timer is ticking down, just 4 points away from lead swap. And it looks like they do get it. Lemonade Boost not able to cap quite in time. Shred managed to get two huge kills, however, going for a third. That's managed to get it. Amazing kills from the Dread right now. Gets picked off from the Carbon. However, Lemonade Boost putting up that pressure once again. Not moving up nearly as much this time. Just holding their space, and I do like that they're being a little bit more passive here. Just holding on to this zone, we can see the lead swap back in their favor, and there it is. 3 go down. However, they do have the lead once again with 27 seconds left in this game. However, penalty is ticking down. They're gonna have to get a huge retake if they want to just win this set here right now. Specials coming out, trying to force fights. However, the shot able to get one. It looks like the lead may just swing back in the favor of Splatonic, and there it is. They managed to hold on and make this set last just a little longer and avoid the bracket reset. So 1-2 now. Lemonade Boost not quite able to close out the set. They're they're gonna have to fight back hard here if they want to force the reset. Platonic here, trying to complete the comeback, just win the tournament right now. Looks like they're gonna have to do it on Rainmaker, Barnacle, and Dime. Not a map you see all too often in the comp scene. Barnacle, a very snowbally lockout map. Once you get pressure from your side of mid, you can kind of just push into the enemy base really well and keep them there, as there isn't all too many flank routes to get out of here. So we are getting into our game. Still about the same things on each side, however, Lemonade Boost with the well string, they're gonna be able to if they move in fast enough, they're gonna be able to force pop really well here. And it looks like not quite going for it, letting the carbon get in, however, they do get picked off. To go down and Lemonade Boost just slowly moving into the snipe area, but managing to get a few assists here, just using those explosive shots really nicely. And there we go, we break check. This could be the start of a snowball here. Strikes just stalling it out just a little bit. But Zuka coming out on the side of Lemonade Booth, keeping up the aggression here, trying to push up this ramp, try to get that carbon. They do. There's a few more, but they do manage to get a lead of 44 points. The bow will jump out. Let's check some Platonic here. Coming back into mid. Not the biggest lead. It's very comebackable. And here we go. They're trying to do it. Bucket finding picks on that snipe area, just creating space. They get a wipe out and have a bunch of specials ready on the side of Strictly's Platonic. Strike's able to create so much space here. Bucket trying to use that range to force out the bow and the bucket on the other side. However, Lemonade Booth managing to stall out for now, but it's Platonic with a lead of 17. Shot trying to find any picks on the snipe right now. Neither team really able to gain any advantage at mid quite yet, though it looks like Lemonade Boost maybe in slight favor. Slider comes out, taking space on that snipe. They're gonna have to deal with that carbon if they want to move up, and they do get it. Two go down for Strictly Platonic. Lemonade Boost trying to push back into this pit area. They want to get that lead back. They want to win this set. And here comes the Dread. Using those huge tiny hitboxes, the Jet manages to stall the push just for now. But it does look like that's going to be end of the push for a Lemonade Booth, as Platonic manages to hold on. Struggling to take any space into mid here right now. Both teams fighting out really well, throwing out all their specials. Hammer does get cancelled. 4 go down. That's a wipeout. Just out of thin air. Strickland Platonic gonna try to build their already huge lead right now. Not much time left in the game. Shot manages to stall the push. Carbon doesn't manage to find one. Lemonade Boost trying so hard to fight back here with 2 down on their side. However, they managed to flip that to 2 down on the side of Strickland Platonic, and they are moving back into mid with force with, with urgency. And Rain just trying to use that time and trying to use that hitbox to kill out anyone in the way right now. They managed to get 2 down. Carbon goes down. They might be able to just run it here. Zap's holding it out for now, but not quite yet. Strikes come out to stall it just a little longer, but Lemonade Boost trying to push in here. Carbon might be able to stall it out, and they do. Strictly Platonic here, desperately trying to hold on to their lead. So much pressure, however, by Lemonade Boost. They just keep jumping in, they just keep pushing. They're getting picks on Strictly Platonic, however, 2 down on their side now. They're going to have to do something incredible. They want to get lead here right now. It doesn't look like it's happening. But oh wait, they are down to 15. They do manage to get the lead swing, with just 12 seconds left in the game. Strictly Platonic just gonna have to fight back really hard here if they want to win the set. But no, Lemonade Boost does manage to hang on with that huge push at the end, and we are going to a bracket reset, I believe. So bracket reset now. Both teams are even. Whoever wins this set wins the tournament. And Lemonade Boost looks like they have the momentum right now, cruising through that last set, just plowing through. Is able to get more picks than Strictly Platonic, and if they can keep up this aggression, they might just be able to force a comeback. Lemonade Boost, strict. Looks like this bracket reset is gonna start on Tower Control Hagglefish Market. Map where you really have to get ahead of that tower to be able to get those checks, especially on that first one on the right. It's usually a very stally check. If you're not able to get picks ahead of that, then your push may just be stalled. And here we go into the game. Fresh start for both teams. A blaster comes out for Strictly Platonic. Some AoE. Lemonade boost sticking with the same old. And here we go. Dreadringer coming out fast. Using those big 90 hitboxes. Trying to find some picks on the right here. Not much quite happening yet, but however, the zap did go down for Strictly Platonic. That's gonna be a staggered cooler. And on a comp like that where they where they rely a little bit more on it to take fights, that's gonna be huge for Lemonade Booth. However, the push still is stalled here. Specials coming out, trying to keep tower at mid. To go down. Lemonade Booth with some nice picks here. Dreadwinger moving in with a slider. Manages to get two. That's huge. Carbon is trying to hold them off with Zuka right now. They are. However, Lemonade Boost is running away with the lead right now. Not much. No one really on the side tower. This bow is able to hold on to space. Just trying to force this check alone. However, Lemonade Boost is going to need to move a little bit more than that if they want to get this check, get this lead. And it looks like they finally do get it. Carbon goes down. They're fighting top right really well. And Dreadringer just trying to fight this ledge right now. Doing it what it does best. They go down, however, the tower is still snowballing. Lemonade Boost is cruising down into the final checkpoint. Strikes come out. It's just a Dread now. And Strix's Platonic just managed to hold on for just another day. Getting some nice picks on the side here. Now we're gonna build specials, try to get back and really try to snowball this set back into their favor. To go down, Jet not not being used quite yet. Just holding it for a better time at the moment. Nice picks from the T-Tech here. I just get a wipeout. And Lemonade Boost using their aggression really well once again. Pushing right back into where they were. Back into that 16-point spot. And here they come. Adding more points. 14, 13, 12. Shooter trying desperately to stop the tower, and they do force a wipeout. However, now down to 10 with 3 minutes left, or 2 minutes left in this game. Strictly Platonic's gonna have to make a huge push, get some huge picks here if they want to get back. So the Dreadbringer just staying on top of 10 here. Holding space, they don't have to actually do that much this game now that they have such a huge lead. Just trying to force out this top right here. To go down. Platonic just managed to hold on for now. It's been frustrating all game. Not quite able to make many moves. Still at 90 points until now. It's getting 2 down. That's gonna be huge. Jack comes out, trying to sustain this push. Does manage to get the Dreadwinger. Alright, so trying to take top right here. Do you manage to break that first check? Perhaps one of the most volatile ones. Strikes coming out, trying to stall out this push. Strictly Platonic getting really close to that lead here at 21. However, it's just a carbon now. Trying so hard to get some picks. Does get one. However, it's not doesn't seem to be enough. All of them just jumping the tower trying to get anything. Unfortunately, no. Lemonade Boost does manage to take the game. Alright, looks like we're both having things come up at the moment. Unfortunately, the stream might have to come to an end, but which is unfortunate as we didn't expect uh grand finals to last quite this long, but it's been an exciting match and I hope for the best for both teams. But yeah, unfortunately, looks like we are going to perhaps have to end this stream. So yeah.